All right. Welcome to day one of the Science of Getting Rich for Women Masterclass. You have made an excellent decision to register for this 3-day event because because what I am going to share with you, what you are going to learn about and receive, could quite possibly change the entire trajectory of your life. What I'm going to share with you is the timeless principles in the science of getting rich for women. And before we begin, um, I want to get you accustomed to the chat box because sometimes I'm going to ask you some questions, and the chat box is going to be where you type in a word to respond to the question that I'm asking you. And the first question that I'm going to ask you is put the word book in the chat box if you are familiar with this book, because not everyone knows about this 100-year-old book. So put in the chat box the word book if you are familiar with this book. I want to know who my audience is here. Hello, Anissa, Christy, book. Okay, Chantel, book. Nicole, book. All right, yes. Oh, you read it after signing up. Amazing. Okay, great. You know, this book, um, I am keeping up with the waiting room here. We have people coming in at the same time as people are responding. Okay, this book was published in 1910. It is 115 years old. It is a classic, timeless book, and the principles in this book are revolutionary. They are life-changing. And I'm going to share with you in a little bit how they radically improved my life and my business in a very short period of time. But let me just introduce myself, shall I? My name is Jessica Marie, and I am a radical money coach. I'm a mindset mentor, and I help women become free and rich from the inside out with the science of getting rich for women and my programs and mentorship. And you are here because you want to experience more wealth. You want to experience more prosperity. Now, who here, let me just continue to add more people in here. Put in the chat box shift if you are here because you want to experience a shift. You are here because you want to experience a transformation. You are here because you want change. You want something more out of life. So shift, shift, shift. Yes, okay. So listen, here is my big promise to you. If you stick with me for these 3 days and you engage and you participate and you do the things that I invite you to do, I guarantee you, you are going to experience a shift. You are going to witness a mini transformation. You will have aha moments. You will have breakthroughs. You will start to see things differently, and as a result, your life is going to change. So if you wrote shift in the comment box because you want to experience a shift, put 100 if you are going to be with me through these 3 days 100%, because you ain't messing around here. You didn't come here to to get breadcrumbs. You came here because you know wealth and prosperity are your divine birthrights. You know you did not take a vow of poverty when you came into this life. You know you are meant for more, and you know you are capable of it too. So if you're with me 100, I want to see some 100s. Yes, yes, yes. Beautiful. Okay, here's my big promise to you. My big promise to you is by the end of these 3 days, you are going to know exactly what it takes to achieve your big dream of more wealth and prosperity. You're going to have a 20-minute daily ritual that when you commit to it and you practice it every day, it is going to align you with your vision, your dream, your goal, and it is going to make you a match for conditions and circumstances and ideas that are going to support the fulfillment of your dream. And then finally, you are going to feel more confident, more empowered, more inspired to take the next step, to do what it takes. And I want you to know that if at the end of these 3 days, if everything, if after these 3 days, if you feel aligned with everything that I'm saying and it makes sense, I am going to invite you to accelerate your results with me in my signature Money Mind program. But for now, I'm going to put that on the back burner and I'm going to focus on you and today and what you came here to learn. Before we get into it, I've got just a few housekeeping things that I want to make sure you're aware of. Now, by now you should have received an email, and inside the email is everything you need to know. All the links to join me for all 3 days are in there. The workbooks are in there. The Facebook group where you can watch all the replays, you can download all the workbooks, and you can participate in the daily prizes. If you are not receiving those emails, please check your junk, your spam, your promotional folders, because oftentimes they will go in there. So if you haven't received the emails, go in there and find it. And then finally, if you cannot find anything at any point and you need help, trust and know that I am always here for you. On top of your personal success advisor. Each one of you has a dedicated personal success advisor. You're not in this alone. I want to give you absolutely everything you need to succeed. And all you have to do is commit to your time and your attention. You have a personal success advisor. If you ever have any questions whatsoever about the content that is being taught, about any of the links, any questions whatsoever, reach out to your personal success advisor. They are here to support you every step of the way. I want you to win. I want you to walk away from these 3 days together feeling like, wow, I got so much value from that experience. I can't even realize that I don't even think the same way before these 3 days. And that's what is going to happen for you. All right. We just check this waiting room here. Yes, we've got some more people coming in. Okay. I'm doing this alone today. I used to have some help, but I don't have help today, so I'm managing all the things today. So please bear with me as I navigate the chat box, the wait room, and the multiple screens. Okay. Thank you for your message, Andrea. I read that. All right. Let's get
Excuse me, sorry. I didn't receive the email. The one you talked. Actually, I just joined like just now, and you just took me in, and then you were talking about the email. And ma'am, I haven't received it.
Yes, no problem. So, if you're on, are you on Facebook?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Find me on Facebook, Jessica Marie, and send me a DM, okay? I will put you in contact with your success advisor. As we go forward, please, ladies, keep all of your microphones on mute. Any communication will be in the chat box. This is being recorded. And so just for the end user experience at the end, I would ask you to keep all your microphones muted and ask questions in the chat box. All right, here we go. So, some of you are familiar with this book, and some of you are not. If you are not familiar with this book, let me introduce you to this 115-year-old book that is actually not about math or numbers at all. It is about universal laws and being in harmony with them and understanding that when you truly understand what universal laws are and you live in harmony with them, you can create whatever it is you desire. Let me tell you a little story about how I was introduced to this book. Not too long ago, I was carrying along in my business. Things were going quite well. And then I went to this seminar and I was introduced to this book. Now, we were broken up into different breakout groups and we were each introduced to a specific chapter. I had never heard about this book before. And when I opened it to chapter 2, the first thing I read was this: there is a science of getting rich. It is an exact science, like algebra or arithmetic. He says there are certain laws that govern the process of acquiring riches. And once any person learns and obeys these laws, they get rich with mathematical certainty. When I read that, I was blown away. I thought that is a bold statement. Who here feels the same way? Write bold in the chat box if you agree with me that that is a bold statement for someone to make. Christy, Fatima, Anissa, yes, bold for sure. I have never heard anyone make such a bold claim. I got so curious. I wanted to know more. I wanted to understand what are these, what is the certain way that he speaks about? And if there is a certain way, and it is in fact successful with mathematical certainty, I wanted to understand what it was and what would happen if I learned the certain way and I implemented it into my life. I wanted to know what would happen. So I got really curious and I became a scientist. I decided to do a 90-day experiment to see what would happen to my life if I learned and obeyed the laws. And so I began this 90-day experiment. And I knew that as a scientist, I had to be completely dedicated and consistent with my experiment. If I forgot to do it one day, my results wouldn't be 100%. So I created the purpose, the hypothesis. I outlined how I would learn and integrate the material every day. And then by the end of the 90 days, I would have my data. I would have my conclusion. And then I could say for sure what I believe to be true based on the data. Who here is curious about what happened in my 90-day experiment when I learned and integrated what Mr. Waddles teaches in this book? Okay, Megan and Andrea are curious. Just two? Just two? Yes, please. Okay, okay. All right. This is going to blow your mind, ladies. This is this is incredible. So it began on January 1st, my 90-day experiment. And I decided that I was going to read the book every single day. I was going to read one chapter a day, and I was going to read the same chapter every day for a week. And I was going to really integrate what I was learning. And then I backed it up with this 20-minute daily ritual that I'm going to teach you tomorrow. So come back. That's really important. You're going to want to know this so that you can take this and implement it into your own life. And then I created some accountability for myself. I needed to hold myself accountable. And I knew that if I was just doing it on my own, it would be easier for me to slip up. But if I knew I had accountability, then I would be more successful. So, with those three components, my experiment began. Day after day, I read the book, I integrated the knowledge, and I completed the 20-minute daily ritual. Now, I must tell you that for the first 3 weeks of my experiment, I wasn't noticing anything. I wasn't noticing any changes. I didn't notice anything different. And by the third week, I actually started to doubt what was going on. But I said, you know what? I've committed to this and I have to just keep going. So I did. And then by day 29, something happened. Something happened that was the beginning of something spectacular. I got an idea. Now, ideas are the seeds of creation. Ideas are how everything begins. You know, they say that everything is created twice. The first time is in your mind, it's an idea, and then the second time it's created in the 3D world. You know, this phone was first an idea in someone's mind, and then it became realized in physical form. So everything starts with an idea. So I got an idea. And I got excited about this idea. I came alive at the potential and the possibility of this idea becoming realized in the physical world. And then I took action. I made some calls, I had some conversations with people, and I started to get this ball rolling. This formless idea that started out in my mind started going through the process of becoming realized in physical form. Now, that idea became so much bigger in time. I'll maybe touch on that a little bit later. But needless to say, that over the course of those 90 days, the wheels were set in motion. The creation process was moving forward. Things were happening. By the end of the 90 days, I had all the data that I needed. And it was factual. The data was not based on stories. The data was not based on opinions. The data was real, factual evidence of my 90-day experiment. And so let me tell you just a little bit of the data that I concluded my 90-day Science of Getting Rich experiment with. So at the end of the 90 days, and I'm going to speak now to you in terms of my business, because that is what I focused my efforts on. My goals, my intentions, everything results around my business, because that is what my goal is. That is my purpose, right? And just like you probably have goals and purposes and desires to increase in your results. And so by the end of the 90 days, my jaw dropped, and I still get wide-eyed and emotional when I think of these results because I had no idea what to expect. But by the end of the 90 days, I had in my business the highest sales month that I ever had. I had the highest cash month that I ever had. I increased my income by 354%. I launched a book and a podcast. I created a new passive stream of income on Amazon selling my book. I grew my email list by 35%, and I began planning for my first live in-person event. Now, I don't know about you, but to me, that's spectacular. And that all unfolded in 90 days, in just 3 months of studying the book and integrating it into my life through the 20-minute daily ritual and my conscious awareness. Now, let's get into the certain way, shall we? Because there is a certain way that Mr. Wattles talks about in the book. And that certain way is by law. By law. Who here is familiar with universal laws? Type in laws in the chat box if you are familiar with universal laws, because there are certain laws that govern our world. They are not man-made, therefore they cannot be manipulated or changed by woman or man. They are universal laws. Chantel, Megan, okay, great. If anyone else here is not familiar with universal laws, I am so happy that you are discovering this today. This is going to change your life. Everything in our known universe operates by law. Okay? And there are 7 universal laws that you need to know so that you can live in harmony with them, leverage them, and create whatever outcome you desire. This gives the power back to you. The power is literally going to be placed in your hands to control whatever outcome you desire by knowing these laws. This pen operates by law, just like you operate by law. If I was to hold this pen up like this, and if I was to let go, I know what's going to happen because it operates by law. There is a predictability to its motion, and I know it because I know the law, right? So if I let go of this pen, it's going to drop. This pen is operating by law. It's operating under the law of gravity. Law of gravity is a law to our Earth. The laws that I'm going to share with you are universal laws. So just like this pen operates by law and it has a predictability, you also operate by law. Your mind operates by law. And so I'm going to share with you the most important and first universal law so that you can begin to understand how you can get full control over your mind and therefore your results. Who's excited to know what the first and most important universal law is? Tell me ready in the chat or me. Okay, Andrea, let's go. Yes, yes. The most important and powerful universal law. And I'm going to say it's a bit of a mouthful, but once you understand it, it's basic. It's so basic. Okay. By the way, type handout in the chat box if you are following along with me with the handout. I'm just curious who has got the workbook and who's following along with the workbook. These workbooks I've created for you are beautiful. They have everything you need. If you haven't received it, you will be receiving a follow-up email after the masterclass with the replay, the workbook, everything you need to know, okay? So check your junk, check your spam, check your promotions. If you registered for this event, it is likely in there. If by chance it's not, send me a DM on Facebook. I'm Jessica Marie. Okay, the first and most important universal law you must know is this. It is the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. I know it's a mouthful, and I even left out a word. It's actually the law of perpetual transmutation of radiant energy, which basically means that energy is. Energy is. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. Energy is just moving from one form to another. So, for example, you have a seed. That seed is energy, just like everything in our universe is energy. That seed then falls into the ground, its root takes form, and it sprouts into a seedling, which becomes a tree. It went from seed to seedling to tree. And then that tree can bear fruit, or it could bear flowers, acorns. And then again, it falls into the ground. So you see, everything in our universe is energy, and it's always moving from form to form. So while this might be complicated or complex for you to initially understand, it's really quite basic at its core. Just know this: energy is neither created nor destroyed. It just moves from one form to another. So this is really important for you to know, because as you want to become more wealthy, more prosperous, more successful, when you understand this universal law, you can begin the process of realizing any goal that you have. So, just like everything in our known universe is energy, your thoughts too are energy. Now, your thought energy, which is in your mind, it moves from one form to another. It starts out as thought energy. Your thoughts becomes feelings, which affects your vibration. Now, your vibration, your feelings that are in your body, then affects your behavior, your actions, what you do, how you decide. And then at that point, it's action reaction, cause and effect. Let me just repeat that. Thought energy becomes feeling energy, becomes behavior energy, becomes results. So if you have an idea, like a goal, and you want to achieve something or you want to create something, understand this: that your thought, such as your goal, your idea, moves from your conscious mind into your body through feeling. This affects your vibration. Now, the way you feel and the vibration at which you are experiencing, it affects your actions. I mean, this makes logical sense, right? If you are feeling negative, if you are feeling fearful or doubtful, full of anxiety, you are not going to do the things you need to do to achieve your big goal. But if you are feeling empowered, if you are feeling confident, if you are feeling ready and on fire to go after whatever it is your heart desires, then you are likely going to show up and say the thing and do the thing that needs to be done in order to realize your dream, your desire. So once you have this handout this workbook, you will be able to see the cycle of how things become manifest. Thought energy becomes feeling energy, becomes behavior energy, becomes your results. Now, remember that idea that I was talking about? Yes, we all get ideas. And some of those ideas, they don't become manifest and they don't become realized because they do not move through the subconscious mind and into the body. Let me share with you something really important. Who here is familiar with the stick person? Put yes in the chat box if you are familiar with the stick person. This is a very famous graphic illustration that represents your mind and your body. Okay, great. A couple of you, somewhat. Okay. Here's what you need to understand. Your mind is made up of two parts. Now, there's probably more than that, but for simplicity's sake here, understand this. You have a conscious mind and you have a subconscious mind. Now, your conscious mind on top here, it gathers information. It's what school focuses on, right? Give them information, gather knowledge, and you gather all of your knowledge and all of your information in the conscious mind. But it's not the conscious mind that is responsible for your results. It's your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is also known as your emotional mind, your feeling mind. So when you get an idea into your conscious mind, like, I want to start a new business, that idea can either be accepted, rejected by your subconscious mind, your feeling mind. So if that idea about starting a new business is rejected by your subconscious mind, it's not going to move through the body. But if it's accepted through feeling, through emotion, then it's going to be impressed upon your subconscious mind. It's going to move through your body in the form of your behavior, your actions, your decisions, and then it's going to become manifest in the physical world through action, reaction, cause and effect. Now, the conscious mind is only responsible for 5% of your results. That's it. Your subconscious mind is responsible for 95% of your results. You know, there's a reason why a lot of people know a lot of information. They have a lot of credentials and a lot of certifications, but they don't actually do the things that are going to get results. Now, we're going to talk more about that and the reason why in tomorrow's lesson. But what I want to talk to you about right now is a worthy idea. A worthy idea. That's what a goal is. It's a worthy idea that you choose to pursue. Now, there's 3 different types of goals. We call them A, B, and C. Now, an A-type goal is the kind of goal that you already know how to achieve. So if you said, I want to lose 20 pounds, and I would say to you, do you know how to lose 20 pounds? You would say, yes. I just need to cut back on my caloric intake and maybe exercise more. Okay, so then you already know how to achieve that goal, and there's no growth in that type of goal because the real purpose of a goal is to grow. Most people think that the purpose of a goal is to achieve something like more money, a new car, a new position. But that is the result or the side effect of the goal. The purpose of a real goal is to expand your conscious awareness of your potential, of what you're capable of. It's to tap into places within you that you have never discovered, never touched. And when you do, you expand. You ascend higher and higher in your power, in your ability, in your worthiness. That's the real purpose of a goal. So A-type goals, we don't go after A-type goals because they're goals that you already know how to achieve. Now, B-type goals. B-type goals are the type of goals that you think you can achieve. So you don't necessarily know how to achieve it, but you think that if all the pieces come together, you could achieve the goal. Now, the problem with B-type goals is there's not enough desire and aspiration to stay the course when the going gets tough. Because life will throw you curveballs. As you journey along any journey, life will throw you curveballs. And it's almost like a test of your faith, of your desire, of your will. And B-type goals do not have enough desire to stay the course when the going gets tough. So oftentimes people will just give up and they'll say, "Oh, I didn't want it that bad anyway. This is too hard. This is too much. Forget it." There's not enough desire. And to see desire is a manifestation of power. Where there is no desire, there is no power. So you've got to have a lot of desire. You've got to have a lot of power to carry on even when the going gets tough. Now, the final type of goal is called a C-type goal. And a C-type goal is the type of goal that excites you so much. You come alive with the possibility and the potential of experiencing this thing that you hold in your mind. Like if I was to say to you, close your eyes and I want you to think of the life you want to live one day. What does your dream life look like? Where are you living? What are you doing? What do you have? What do you feel? That is a worthy idea. And that becomes your C-type goal. C-type goals are the only type of goals that we go after. C-type goals are the type of goals that scare you and excite you at the same time. You may not know how or when you're going to realize this thing. You just know that that's what you want. That's what's in your heart. That's what's in your mind when you close your eyes. You can see it. You can smell it. You can taste it. You're like, that's what I see for myself. That is the life I want to experience. That is the dream that you are meant to realize. So in the day one workbook that you're going to get in the email after day one is complete, there is a space in here for you to allow yourself to dream. You see, the first step in the science of getting rich is form a clear mental image of what you want. What do you want? Do you know what you want? To want more wealth, it's not enough. Everybody wants that. It's vague, it's generic. You need to be crystal clear. If you were to if you were to place an order to the universe or to God with a request, you would not send out the alphabet and expect God or the universe to put it all together and decipher what it is you want. No, you would be crystal clear. You would be absolutely certain this is what I want. So you must get clear on what it is you want. So in the workbook, allow yourself some time to to dream, to fantasy, to fantasize. Now I know that we have been conditioned as children to believe that adults don't fantasize and that imagination stuff is for children. And that's not true. We are the only species known that actually has an imagination and has the ability to dream and imagine. Napoleon Hill, who wrote Think and Grow Rich, said that we have the most magical, marvelous, inconceivably powerful force the world has ever known. Our imaginations create reality. And so, my invitation to you between now and day 2, when we come back, is to give yourself 20 minutes. Get a piece of paper, close your eyes, completely relax. Now, this is only going to work if you let go. You've got to completely relax and let go. Let your body soften. Let your muscles relax. If it helps you to put some soft music on in the background, do that. Light a candle if it helps. And then allow yourself to dream. What do you want? What do you want for your life? How much money do you want to make per month? Where do you want to live? What work do you want to do? What do you want to feel? Where do you want to travel? Once you have written down all the things that's in your heart and soul, you can begin to go through the process of turning your dream into a real goal. Now, before your dream can be turned into a goal, you've got to be able to answer these 2 questions. These 2 questions. And they are this. Number 1, are you able? Are you able? Are you able to do the thing? Are you able to do the work? Now, the only 2 points of reference we have as humans to turn to whenever we're faced with big questions is science and theology. And both agree that we have infinite potential. We have deep reservoirs of talent, and we are able to do anything we put our minds to. You may not know how, but you are able. And then the second question can only be answered by you. Are you willing? Are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to do what it takes? Are you willing to commit to the process? If you're able to answer yes to both of those 2 questions, I am able and I am willing, then your dream, your fantasy turns into a goal, a real solid goal that you can now act on. And you can begin to realize through the universal law of perpetual transmutation of energy. That goal can be moved from a thought in your mind through the feelings in your body, through your behaviors, and become realized in physical form. Now, there is a very specific way that we formulate our C-type goals. Who here is familiar with Bob Proctor? Put Bob in the chat if you're familiar with Bob Proctor. Bob is one of my mentors. Sadly, he's not with us in physical form anymore. He is in spirit. And everything that I have learned in the last couple of years has been through the lineage of his mentorship. And what I'm going to be teaching you right now in terms of goal formulation comes right from the GOAT himself, Bob Proctor. All right, Chantel and Andrea, you are going to be familiar then with the C-type goal that I'm going to share with you. Again, everything is in the handout in the workbook, and I am going to invite you to create your own C-type goal sometime today between now and tomorrow's call. And when you do, and you share it inside the Facebook group, there is a thread that is just for day one homework. When you share your solidified C-type goal, you're going to get a chance to win a prize valued at $1,000. Now, that prize is going to be 2 hours with me to accelerate your results, to get more clarity on your goal, your vision, your direction, the tangible action steps you need to take. This is going to be such an incredible value if you are someone who is ready to take action. Okay, so when we formulate, sorry, I get a little sidetracked. I get a little sidetracked with the chat. I gotta try not to look at it too much because I do get sidetracked. Okay, focus, Jessica. So how do we formulate our C-type goals? We formulate them in the present tense as if it's already happened. This is really important, okay? We formulate our goal in the present tense as if we've already achieved it. It's happening now. So it begins, I'm so happy and grateful now that. I'm so happy and grateful now that it's December 2025 and I easily make, how much do you want to make? In your dream life, that fantasy, that image you see in your mind, your dream life, how much money do you want to make per month? Now, do not play small. Allow yourself to dream. As long as it's scary and it's exciting at the same time, you're on the right track. So tell me in the chat, how much do you want to make per month? I am really curious. Go ahead and put in the chat box how much per month you want to make to support your dream life of doing and having and experiencing everything you want to experience. Andrea says $100,000. Chantel says $20,000, $21,000. I don't know, but I'm hoping annually 800,000 K, LOL. Okay. All right. So here's the thing. The number doesn't matter. It really doesn't. It's just a number. What matters is that you can get behind it with your thoughts and with your feelings. Because if you can't, you got to change the number. The only way you are going to attract conditions and circumstances, ideas, opportunities, collaborations, everything you need to fulfill your goal, you need to be in harmony with that vibration. It's another universal law, the law of vibration. Like energies attract like energies. So if you can embody and get behind the energy, the frequency, the vibration of your wish fulfilled, you're going to call it into your experience in ways you never imagined. So the number doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that you can get behind it with your feeling, with your ability to embody the feeling. 15K a month, that's awesome. I love it. Christy, does it excite you and scare you at the same time? That's the most important answer. Does it excite you and does it scare you? If it doesn't scare you, then we need to go higher. Okay. So we format our goal in the present tense as if it is happening now. I'm so happy and grateful now that it's December 2025 and I easily make $100,000 a month. And I'm so excited because I'm flying first class with my family on vacation. Now, what we do is we create an income goal and then we attach it to a personal experience. Oftentimes, the income goal does not invoke or evoke the emotions that's required to really embody the feeling. So, what I like to do is I like to pair it with a personal experience that really touches your heart, that really gets you feeling. So, for example, if you want to buy a new house for your family and you just have wanted a new house for so long and you can see it. Everyone has their own bedroom, this big, beautiful backyard with the gardens, and you're having family dinners and everyone's coming over to celebrate. Then perhaps a great personal experience would be making the deposit for your dream home. For you, it could be traveling. Maybe it's contribution that you seek. Maybe it's building a legacy. Whatever it is, it's got to really feel it in your heart and soul. Now, remember I said universal laws are the way everything operates. And when we understand them, we can leverage them to create whatever outcome it is we desire. Now, there's there's 7 universal laws, and I'm going to touch on a few of them. Law of vibration, I touched on that one. Like energies attract like energies. Now, the one about there is a universal law called the law of gender. And it doesn't mean what you think it means. What it means is that everything in our known universe has a gestation period, an incubation period. So, for example, a human baby takes 40 weeks in gestation. A carrot, I think it takes 70 days. Everything in our physical known world has an incubation period, a gestation period. Now, the thing with our goals is that they are spiritual seeds. They're not physical seeds. So we actually don't know the gestation period of our goals. So what we do is we put a date that's 6 to 12 months out. And it doesn't matter if we don't achieve the goal by the date. The only thing that matters is that we put a date so that it creates a sense of urgency for us to take action, for us to get up every day and take steps towards that goal. So that's why we put the date. Now, if you don't achieve the goal by the date, no problem. You get to the date and then you push the date out another 6 to 12 months. Not a big deal. So there's another universal law called cause and effect. Who here has heard of the universal law cause and effect? I know you probably have. Most people have. Cause and effect. Yeah, basically states that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. You know, like the six balls on the string, when you grab the one ball and you crank it up and then you drop it, it goes and it hits the balls, and then this one comes out and it comes back, and then these balls keep going like this. That's cause and effect, action and reaction. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Cause and effect. So, the first part of our goal, I'm so happy and grateful now that it's December 2025 and I easily make $15,000 a month. And I'm so excited because I am getting the keys to my new dream home. Now, the next part of the goal must speak to the cause. What is the cause of the money that you're earning? The cause is your contribution. The cause is your service. The cause is your products. Whatever it is that you are providing to the world, whatever you are selling, whatever you are offering, your products, your service, that's the cause. And the money is the effect. So then we touch on this in our goal. And it states this. Now, again, in the workbook, I have this all laid out, and all you have to do is change a few of the words to fit your unique life. My clients are experiencing phenomenal results from my world-class coaching and programs. That's the cause of my money, my income. That's the cause. I contribute service through programs, coaching, mentorship. My clients experience phenomenal results, and then I receive money. There's a value exchange. Service, money. It's the way our world is organized. There's a value exchange. We use money. So cause and effect. I provide service. I receive benefits in the form of money. Now, the final sentence in our official C-type goal touches on the fact that we are committed to growth and evolution. We don't stop learning. We don't stop developing. We continually expand our knowledge, our wisdom, so that we can continue to rise. So the final sentence says this: my growth and consistency perpetually creates quantum leaps for myself and everyone that works with me. So the whole C-type goal has 3 sentences. The first sentence, I'm so happy and grateful now that it's December 2025 and I easily make $100,000 a month. And I'm so excited because I'm flying first class with my family on vacation. My clients are experiencing phenomenal results from my world-class coaching and programs. My growth and consistency perpetually creates quantum leaps for myself and everyone that works with me. There you have it. A clear and concise C-type goal formulated in the present tense as if it is happening now. Now, when you say that goal with conviction and emotion, you are allowing that idea in your conscious mind to be accepted into your subconscious mind, your emotional mind. And as you allow yourself to get involved with it and really feel it and get excited about it, it's going to affect your vibration, the way you feel, the way you behave, the way you respond. And as a result, what you do in your everyday life is going to support the realization of that goal. And then at that point, it's action, reaction, cause and effect. This is an exact science, and failure is impossible. When you understand universal laws, when you have a goal, a clear, a specific goal, when you allow yourself to get emotionally involved with it, to feel it in your body, it will change how you behave. It'll change the things you do. And when that happens, you get a different result. You start realizing in physical form that which is just a formless idea in your mind. This is the first step in the science of getting rich. For women, if you don't yet have a copy of this book, you can get a free copy on my Facebook profile. There's a link in the bio. You can get a free PDF download. But I'm going to tell you, this is a book for life. This is a book you're going to want to read over and over and over again. You can get it on Amazon if you want to have your own physical copy, which I highly recommend. It's a classic book. And the first step is form a clear mental image. You've got to have it for yourself first. You've got to know exactly what it looks like, what it feels like, what it tastes like, what it smells like, what it sounds like. And when you do, and you allow yourself to get emotionally involved with that image, with that goal, it's going to affect the way you feel and how you behave. And then it's going to become realized in physical form. Does that make sense, ladies? How is that landing in your body? Does that align with you? Does that excite you? Does that make you want to formulate your C-type goal right now? Awesome, awesome. Andrea, yes, and it scares me. Good, you're on the right path. If it excites you and it scares you, you are on the right path. Listen, you don't need to know how. You don't need to know when. That's up to God in the universe. Okay? The only thing you need to know is the what. What do you want? What do you want? That's the only thing you need to know. Everything else will come to you. So, ladies, you have number one, an invitation, and number two, a special opportunity. Now, I want to just share with you the prize. I want to make sure you are aware of what is available to you. When I do these master classes, I always like to make them fun. And what else can make it more fun than prizes and giveaways, right? So, after this masterclass is complete, within an hour or so, you're going to get an email with the replay, with the workbook, with a link to join the Facebook group, and where to post your homework. When you formulate your C-type goal using the workbook and you post your C-type goal in homework day one thread, you will be entered into a draw to win a VIP 2 hour session with me. Now we'll probably split it up. We'll do a 1 hour, and then you'll have some work to do, and then we'll reconvene. I think that will make the most sense. But 2 hours in total with me, one on one, diving deep into your world, your goals, your dreams, and me supporting you in the achievement of those goals. So post your C-type goal in the Facebook group, okay? The link will be in the email. When you do, you're entered into a draw to win the 2-hour deep dive one-on-one with me, valued at $1,000. Number two, I have opened up 10 spots. Now, my calendar is very busy. I have so, if you saw my calendar, you wouldn't even believe how I get anything in my calendar sometimes. But I opened up 10 spots just this week for you ladies. And because you're with me here first on day one, you got first dibs. So this is a free opportunity for you to have a one-on-one call with me where number one, you're going to share with me your goal. I am going to help you uncover some of your blind spots, some of the things that you're not noticing or seeing that are going to help you accelerate your results. I'll provide you with some real tangible action steps that you can do right away that are going to help you get results. And if it feels aligned and it makes sense, of course, with your permission, I'll share with you more about this Money Mind Mastermind, and I'll share with you how you can accelerate your results with me in the Money Mind Mentorship and Mastermind experience. Never any pressure, no obligation. There's no hard sales pitch. Okay. I'll tell you that right now. That is not my vibe. That is not the way I roll. I am just overflowing with opportunity, support, and abundance for your greatest good. So if you would like to click on that link, it's in the chat right now. Even if you don't book the call right away, just click on the link now so it opens up in your browser and then you can book it whenever you want. But once those 10 calls are gone, they're gone. So because you're here with me now, you get first dibs. So highly recommend you take advantage of that. All right, ladies, tomorrow we are back at the same time, same link to join. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about that 20-minute daily ritual that I told you about that will align you with the frequency of your goal so that you can attract it even faster. I'm also going to share with you the invisible force that is preventing you from achieving your goal and how to eliminate it. Okay, you're not going to want to miss that. So come back tomorrow at the same time. And as always, if you have any questions whatsoever, just send me a DM on Facebook. I'm Jessica Marie, and you can send me a DM on Facebook. Finally, ladies, if anyone is interested in upgrading to the VIP experience, which is happening right now, right after this call, we are going to go into a more intimate and private Zoom call, and I am going to help you in the formulating of your goal. I'm going to help you uncover some of your blocks you might be experiencing, and I'm going to help you anywhere you need support. I put the link in the chat. It's $88. You're going to get a private session, a private VIP session every day after these 3 days. Plus, you're going to get a signed copy of this book sent right to your doorstep. You're also going to get private VIP lounge access to a secret chat that we have going on, and an exclusive discount to MoneyMind if you do want to join. So if you're someone who likes VIP service, white glove service, then check that out. If you have any questions, let me know. Ladies, I can't wait to see you again tomorrow. Thank you for joining me for day one. Bye for now. Mwah.